Hey guys, Phil Baumhart here. So for today's knife of the week, I got this kind of crazy looking knife I wanted to show you. This is one that I've been calling an Alehouse dagger. It's not exactly what it is, but that was kind of the historic inspiration. So in the 16th and 17th centuries, you had the parrying dagger used with the rapier. And so in northern England and the lowlands of Scotland, they kind of made this basket hilt short sword or dagger. So basically a short blade with a big old basket hilt on it, and that was known at that time as a reaver dagger or alehouse dagger, because you can imagine guys hanging out at the bar, getting in fights, and having a short little knife like this with a big knuckle guard would probably come in pretty handy. So kind of a cool backstory. I learned about that from the Highland Broadsword YouTube channel if you want to get more information about that historical weapon. So I kind of made this one an amalgamation of different elements that I liked or thought would be cool. So first thing is I did the blade with the harpoon point, as we've kind of dubbed it in our modern knife terminology. In antiquity they might have called this a falchion type point, and this sort of blade profile kind of inspired by the cutlasses or Sinclair sabers, the Polish sabers, that sort of thing, where the end of the point kind of broadens out from the spine like that. So I don't have much of a curve in here, pretty much just a straight back with this kind of harpoon point. Maybe that's a little bit modern, but I think it looks cool. Put a big old fuller in there. And then for the guard, I've got this kind of hanging L guard, very similar to a Polish saber or the medieval messer, so not very reminiscent of an alehouse dagger at all. They usually had like the big complete basket hilt. Again, similar to the medieval messer, on a parrying dagger this would actually work good. This would offer nice hand protection. And I did a narrow tang with this kind of bird's head handle, similar to the one that I did on the Dragon King buoy. After I did that, it was such a cool feeling grip, I wanted to do it again, and this one does feel good. I did a nail that I've kind of forged and welded onto the side of this, so that basically protects the top of your hand. Almost a standard feature on the medieval messer, so I wanted to give it a try on this one. So I'm not sure what you would want to use this for, but it is I don't know, I think it's cool looking and wanted to show you guys. With that nagel, if your hand comes too far up, the way it turns down like that, it does kind of bump your knuckle there, but the handle's long enough, and with that bird's head right here is where you want to be, so you get full range of motion. You can swing this comfortably from right here, and the swelled pommel is going to keep it from coming out of your hand, and then you have all this hand protection for whatever else you're doing. So I ground the blade fairly stout, so it's got a big thick edge, but it is sharp. Let's see. There we go. I've got the false edge sharpened as well, so that'll do a lot of damage real fast. So the blade, I just ground it at a 36 grit, and it was pretty consistent. There's a little bit of forge marks, hammer marks. Kind of left it at that rough finish. I didn't feel the need to go heavy on the polish. The handle is curly maple. This particular one didn't have much curliness in it, but you can see it a little bit there on the back. Overall length is going to be 17¼ inches. The blade is 11½, 5¼ inch long handle. You don't need much handle length. I wear usually an extra large size glove or a large, and this feels good to me. Knife weight is 1 pound 5 ounces, and we got our balance point. Yeah, so there's our balance point, about 2 inches away from the guard there. So you got that narrow tang, but there's more mass in our handle here, so still a good chopper, but isn't super blade heavy. So this is forged from 2-inch wide, 3/16 inch 80 CRV2. The spine still ended up being about 3/16 of an inch, even though I did the hammering on the spine to accentuate the harpoon point. But it is now thinner than the 2 inches. So right in here it's about 1 13/16 inches, and then right here is almost 2 inches. It's just an 1/8 of an inch under the 2 inches. So close to 2 inches, but not but not quite. And then so for the sheath, in keeping with the kind of messer theme, I suppose, I did this sheath for it. It fits the shape of the guard and the shape of the blade quite nicely. So I did this kind of engraving over the entirety of the front and back of the sheath, because on the medieval scabbards they would pretty much decorate the entirety of the scabbards. They really like their leather decoration, so that's what I did on this one. And then I did sort of like the long sword wrapping on there. And what that does, so it comes as this is one piece of leather that's threaded, and then I've wrapped it through itself, and then put a little rivet there so it's not going to come off. So it's got a belt loop, and this is just kind of the cowboy blood knot is holding this on. So you could actually take this whole piece off, unthread it if you wanted to, and rethread it back on. But with this kind of threading like this, you could run your belt through here for a left-handed scout carry. I think a right-handed scout carry would be a little uncomfortable with the nagel sticking out there. But you can also run your belt diagonally, either this way if you wanted sort of an angled fit, and it'll give you a little bit, you could ride a little bit higher on the belt. So I think the sheath looks pretty darn cool, but what it does do is give you lots of carry options for this knife if you felt like carrying it around. But no, I just think that looks, this sheath like this looks real nice. Yeah, this is just a knife that I kind of wanted to have fun with. You know, didn't do a full build video on it because I think I just sort of gave it a shot. Probably I made it up as I went along. It's not something, I started this in September of 2023, so I've had this hanging around for a while. Finished it up little by little. But no, I think it's a good looking rugged knife. You know, technically I suppose it'd be a Bowie, but drew a lot of inspiration from the Renaissance and medieval fighting knives and parrying daggers. So I don't know that you'd find a practical purpose for it, but that's up to the buyer to do with it as they will. This will still do quite a number on any branches or tree limbs you might come across. All right, well, I think that about covers all the points on this knife. Just wanted to show you this kind of crazy design. I had fun making it, so hopefully you guys enjoyed checking it out. If you want to own this knife, it's going to be up for sale on the Etsy web store. Link will be in the description box. Also got links to Facebook and Instagram if you want to keep up with my latest and greatest work. And if you want me to make you a custom knife, you can message me on any of those platforms. That's all I got for you guys today. As always, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for the support. And until next time, be more Viking.